camera better. It's a little crisper, huh?
Oh, it is. Did
Yeah,
you get a new camera?
I did get a new camera. It's a
That is
lot crisper.
fantastic.
It'll look better when I, clean up my baking area and don't have my all my crap behind me. So
It's
I can
okay. It's
unblur it
okay.
because it looks so funny.
Now that
Anyway,
you have a
what's
new
happening?
camera, now that you have a new camera, we can start doing live streams. That was a joke. We're doing
Oh,
a live stream
you,
right now. You're like,
everybody,
what?
isn't
What
that
is
what
he
we're
talking
doing?
about? Wait, what?
It's Monday.
It is. It is. It's been a busy day.
It's
So
been
I'm
a
excited.
busy day.
I'm excited about Glenn's campaign.
I
Okay.
am too. I am too. Very much. Very, very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I think that should be our focus here. Not every day, but
Yeah.
today it's definitely going to be.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Christina today from New York, and she's
Yep.
gonna come on with us Thursday, actually. And so that we can talk about Larry Sharp's campaign too and what they're doing over there for him and all of that, so that we can get, she's got she's got some other ideas that they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Is she, you said she was thinking about running for office too?
she is planning to run for office. Yeah. So she's really excited because I told her that you train people. So
Why doesn't she run as lieutenant governor?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
There
don't know
isn't
how it
anybody.
works in New York. In Washington state, they're separate. There's a gubernatorial candidate and a lieutenant gubernatorial candidate, so it's completely separate campaigns, everything else. I don't know how it is in New York if they're attached. It's probably separate because Larry doesn't have one. So,
Okay. Right. And I wonder, I'm surprised that they don't. I guess I would just assume that you would do those two together.
yeah, so one thing that, and not to criticize Larry Sharp's campaign and what they're doing, but he's ran, this is his third time, and he doesn't have any other statewide candidates that have run with him. Here in Washington state, we're going to have a gubernatorial candidate and a lieutenant governor and secretary of education and public lands commissioner, and
Right.
we're going to try to fill out as many of these statewide seats as possible. you know when we did this back in 2016, we had our presidential candidate, Gary Johnson, Vice President Bill Weld. We had Paul Addis running for lieutenant governor. We had Stephen Nielsen for public lands commissioner. We had Justin Murda for insurance commissioner. We had all these other candidates that were running all across the state. And it doesn't, I'm not sure why they're not doing that in New York.
That's what I was wondering as well. But strategies are different everywhere. You
Yeah, maybe
know,
they haven't thought of it.
they don't have a Michael.
Oh, goodness.
Everybody needs a Michael.
Yeah, everyone needs a Michael, and you'll end up running for office
Right.
and
That
putting
she's really
way
nervous.
more on your plate
Yeah,
than you
she's
can
really
handle.
nervous, and then yeah, right. Um, yeah, but I told her because I can't remember what it was that she said. But it was, obviously something about, I mean, no idea what she's doing, and something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
Because none of us do, right? We had a lot of conversation today about that, about, none of us, well, aside you have way more than we do, and so I told her, I was like, well, you don't have to do this alone. Like,
Mhm.
Michael can help train you, and we can do this together, and then we
Yeah,
can.
so exactly. And once we finish up Glenn's website, we copied the maha.vote site over. So now that's copied over. And now we just have to update it with Glenn's information. But see, the cool thing about Wix is we could just duplicate it and make a copy. So
Right.
Christina can use that same website, and we put her information up in there. So
Yeah. Yeah. We were going to actually start tomorrow looking at both of our websites, because she said that she just threw hers together. And I said, well, I want to start really hammering down on ours too.
yeah,
And so tomorrow we were going to start looking at them both, and what can we come together and articulate better on there and
yeah.
everything together. So
I and we had what's his name, Nathan from Pennsylvania on the call.
Yeah.
Last week, we were only live on Facebook, but their website for We the People Pennsylvania looks great. It's very dialed in. Issues are there. Yeah. So, you know, it looks better than ours, but we just copied Oregon, right? So if we can take some of the, you know, things that Pennsylvania has and make them better on our website, that'll be good. So
sorry, my dogs escaped their kennel. Why not?
It's okay. I got my dog back here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Glenn's race, how is he feeling right now?
He's excited. He's got plans. He's going to change the world.
Fix the world, improve the world.
He's going to fix the world. You know, we were talking today about like decentralization and what that means. And, she was saying that a better word for it is localization.
Localization, yeah. Decentralization.
It's an easier word to understand because I know I know what like decentralization means, right? But
yeah,
you know, to really understand it in this context and how does that apply and what does all that mean, right? I mean, it's not, I don't know. There's like localization. It makes it a lot easier to understand, quicker to understand.
Yeah. There's a video on YouTube called Lilliputian Liberty. Are you familiar with the adventures of, not Jonathan Gullible, the adventures of, no, I'm blanking now. But yeah, it's called Lilliputian Liberty, and it's all about how our entire governmental structure is inverse on what it should be. Right, where the federal government rules the states, and the states rule the counties, and the counties rule the cities, and so on and so forth. And the whole video is about how it's inverse, and it should be the cities or the towns have authority over the county, who has authority over the state, who has authority over the federal government. Right. But at the same time, like you cannot have a city that is infringing on the person property of natural rights of their citizens because of that, and vice versa. Right. So yeah, so natural rights are protected, and that, you know, and that's what our whole platform is about decentralization. It's about protecting the rights of the individuals regardless of tyranny of the majority, and better than what it is now, because we do not live in a democracy. Right? We've talked about this. We live in an oligarchy with a couple extra steps where people get to vote on their oligarchs, right? But it's not a democracy. We're not voting on all these little issues that are coming up that the government is infringing on people's rights. We don't get to vote on that.
Right.
You know, you got Grandpa Jim who can't pay his property taxes, and the county is deciding that they're going to foreclose on him and auction off his property. Well, his neighbors don't get to vote on that. They don't get to vote and say, you know what, we're not going to foreclose or, you know, auction off Grandpa Jim's property, right? It's not a democracy. We don't live in a democracy. Everyone that says that we live in a democracy, they just don't really know yet. And it's up to us to tell them, like, unfortunately, I'm sorry, we don't. Right. You know, we've been programmed to believe that, but that's not how it actually is. So we don't get to vote on everything in our society, which if we did, I believe we'd be better off. Like, I don't think that my neighbors, like I know my neighbors, I know all of my neighbors because I talk to them, and they're not bad people, right? They would never vote to foreclose and send Grandpa Jim's property to, you know, to auction. They would never vote to do that, ever. Right. It's only the bureaucrats at the county offices, you know, 60 miles away from where we are, like that don't know Grandpa Jim or whoever it is. Yeah, I just made that up. So, and you know, there is that in the local area. Like, I actually have a customer who his name's Jim, and you know, he's choosing between paying property taxes and buying food. You know, because he's on a fixed income. You know, he's not married. It's just him by himself in a house, and he just doesn't have the resources. You know,
and it's insane that anybody has to make that choice ever.
I know, right? It is insane, but he's not. So there's a certain cutoff. If you're over 75, you can apply for cheaper property taxes. but he's not.
75.
75. Yep. Yeah. So, and I think other counties are different, but yeah.
It's a ridiculous age for that to be a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you've worked your entire life and you have to wait for until you're 75 to get a
So I
break.
like I think everyone should be able to get a break. I think property taxes should be voluntary. Like if you vote for a tax increase, then you can pay it. And if someone votes no for a tax increase, then they don't have to pay it. If you
Right.
just make it voluntary, there's going to be lots of people who vote yes.
Right.
And
Right.
there's going to be some people who vote no. And you know what? The
Right.
people who vote no, it's like I get they can't pay it. Like I paid $13,000 this year in property taxes.
It's insane.
That's a lot of freaking money. What I would like to be able to do, sorry, is I could pay half that. I'll pay 6,000. I can afford that.
Well, that's more than $1,000 a month. Like that's
13,000
ridiculous.
is more than $1,000 a month. Yeah.
Right. I mean, like for somebody to come up with $1,000 a month, that's so
My
for taxes. Like, I mean, I realize
yeah.
that we're paying more than that in taxes, but just for property taxes alone, when you break that down, that's more than it's just people can't do that. You can't afford that.
Yeah. Well, I do have a couple buildings, but it's not like I'm making extra money because of
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's
You,
just crazy.
you
It's
know,
an
I've had
unreasonable thing to ask people to do.
yeah. But
Afford
it doesn't matter because it's in the law.
Right.
And everyone that works at the county, they don't care. They can only do what the law says. And if I want to change it, the county commissioners have to vote to change it.
Yeah.
Right. And there is no way to put an initiative on the ballot here in Pacific County. Some counties have that. First class counties have an initiative process, but counties underneath like 100,000 people, they don't have any process whatsoever, and it has to go through the county commissioners. So, and our county commissioners here, they all suck, and we're recalling one of them because they're all corrupt and they do business in executive session, and so.
Yeah. I wish I've got to start I don't know. When Glenn and I at night were having conversations, I need to probably start recording them because
Yeah.
we have some good conversations and he's great ideas, and I wish I could think of the one that we were talking about the other night.
Yeah, so you're going to need to record those. Hopefully, Glenn can get used to shooting video, right? So there's a lot of skills that he's going to need to acquire, and he just has to get started and start doing it. Just like with you running for chair or being chair of We the People, you've learned a lot of new skills, right? Over the past 6 months, you've learned a ton of new skills.
Yeah.
So with anyone looking,
nice resume now, if anybody wants it.
Yeah, you've been kicking ass. Like you're sending out the emails, you're scheduling events, you're doing all the things that you should be doing, the newsletters that are going out. You're doing an amazing job, right?
Yeah.
So you've learned all these things over the past, 6 months or so. Someone who wants to run for office, they just need to be open to learning new skills, and that's it.
Right.
And there's the cool thing about it is you're going to get some pressure, right? You have to learn these skills because you're running for office. You have to learn these skills because you're running a statewide political party, right? You have to learn these skills. So there's a little pressure to do it. But I guarantee, Tony, a year from now or 2 years from now, all the things that you've learned are going to be like that.
Yeah.
Back of your hand, you're going to know it. Super easy, super simple. And
Yeah.
one day, if you decide not to be the chair of We the People of Washington anymore, you could literally take those skills and go work for a different company or start your own company and use those and build up that business. Like you can use those skills to your advantage.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. I wish that people understood how fulfilling it feels to feel like you're making a difference. I mean, because I truly believe that we are going to make a difference.
Yeah.
I think now is the time for what we're doing. People are so sick and tired of both sides. You're not getting anything good from either one. And I think people are really coming around and just sick and tired of all of it, and they need something different. And I think we're it, and
Yep.
it's exciting to be part of it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when you first posted on Facebook and I responded and we got connected, like we had no idea your husband was going to run for governor, and then Herb in Seattle is going to run for something, whether it's, you know, state representative, and then we got Michael Munich out in Chelan County. You know, he's going to run for something. Like now we have potentially 3 candidates that are going to be on the ballot, and even more that will step up between now. But we had no idea that was going to happen. We just knew that something needed to happen. So we had to
6 months. And in
Yep.
6 months, that's how excited people are. You know, we're starting to get, I think what Facebook's up to at least 650 plus now. And
followers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know about X because I don't really know how to use it.
Yeah, 651. 651.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
People are finding us and people are getting excited about it. And I'm getting more messages from people. I'm getting emails from people who want us to come to their area. You know, we've got a lot of feedback, and it's all good. And it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's going to be even better, you know, once we launch Glenn's campaign. We got to work on the website now that we got that
on
set
my
up.
list, Michael. More new skills to learn.
You know what's hilarious though? It's like Glenn decided he was going to run on what day? Thursday?
Yeah.
Wednesday? Like,
last
and it's
week
like,
something.
yeah, we got pictures and website and everything. Like, yeah.
Yeah. We move at lightning speed, so watch out.
That's going to be good. You know, when we launch the website and people are going to see the issues and the things that he stands for, and we're going to put those out there. And, you know, obviously he's going to create some video content with your new webcam that you got. And
yeah, well, and you know, he's a working man, right? Like did I do something again? Is that me? What did I do? Oh, there you are. I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. I had a call coming through and I still have my headset plugged in. I apologize. Keep going.
Oh, no, I thought I messed something up again. It's all that learning curve. I'm always assuming
my bad.
It's me. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying? I totally lost it. Sorry.
Nope, all good. Yeah, so any other things you want to talk about?
No, I think we haven't really talked about it, but I'm talking with Christina. She's really excited to build up We the People in New York, and I thought a good way for us to work together, and so that people can see, you know, we're really expanding everywhere. You know, is if I told her she wanted to come on every week, then we could do every week. She could come on with us on one day. And she knows a lot of people in the area of what were we talking about today? The AI stuff, like all those AI things that they're building and dealing with that. And she has some people that would come on and talk to us about that kind of thing as well, because there's so many.
Awesome.
She had my head spinning today because I love a good conspiracy theory, right? That's based in truth, right? Conspiracy. You know, we're looking at the cameras and the facial recognition and the license plate readers and all this stuff that they say they don't have, right? That they're starting to admit. And she's like 5 miles ahead of me in these things, like talking about all the AI stuff. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, you know, because now you have to worry about, like, is your voice protected? Is your, you know, all of these things. And I'm like, oh, well, that's awesome. So.
Yeah, it's scary, but we got to keep pushing forward no matter what. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having her on, and she's coming on Wednesday.
Thursday. It'll be Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, Thursday. So I'll reach out to Nathan Romig out in Pennsylvania and see about when he can come back on. That was a really good conversation, and they're doing a lot of great things out in Pennsylvania. They've got a convention, their second convention coming up in February. So, and we've got to get our first convention planned out for March. So if you're watching this and you know of a good location, we're going to send that out in an email, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little, I got to get on some stuff. I'm a little behind.
No, all good. Yeah, so we'll keep track of that.
There's a lot to do if anybody is just sitting around and needs something to do every now and then.
Yeah, please reach out to us.
Out. We really do need a treasurer. That would be great. Forgot to do that.
And a secretary.
Treasurer and a secretary would be fantastic if anybody wants to help us out. We always need web help and content and all of that kind of stuff. So anybody, send us stuff when you see things like that interest you, or important topics happening in your area that you think that people need to be aware of. Like, let's talk about this stuff. You can come on with us. You can send it to us and we can talk about it, whatever you're comfortable with. But if anybody would like to, share in our conversation, please do not hesitate to message us. You can even message us during this and we can get you on as we're talking. So,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that would be a lot of fun to be able to do with people. And we have some other people planning to come on too. So,
yeah, we're going to get Larry Sharp on board. He's going to come. Glenn Kelly, we'll get that guy running for governor on the show sometime.
Yeah. When we can get a hold of him, he's so busy. No. No, exciting stuff. I can't wait to get into the website and get all of his. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was just talking about how he's a normal everyday person, right? Like, he goes, we get up at 5 a.m., have breakfast, get him ready out the door. He goes to work. He's doing construction. He's a normal person. We've struggled like anybody else and gotten over, hurdles just like anybody else. We think about leaving just like everybody else because the state's so crazy, but we don't want to. So we just want to fix it.
So it seems that everyone that gets put up by the Republicans and the Democrats for governor in these races, they've all just lived their lives off of taxpayers. That's what I've seen. Dave Reichert, he lived his whole life off taxpayers. Bob Ferguson, Jay Inslee, like they're living their entire lives off of, people paying taxes. They're not producing anything of value. We need to give back to people. And it seems like the government continues to increase taxes, increase regulations, increase fees and fines and everything else, and increase salaries to other government employees, which has to, relate to increasing taxes. Washington State is currently ranked 5th worst state to retire in because people can't afford it.
I can't believe it's only 5th.
That's only 5th. We're number 2 for highest, gas prices.
Yeah.
Right? People just can't afford it.
No, it's crazy. I went to Costco today and actually left with a basket of groceries that I felt like I like what I spent and what I got actually almost matched this time for the first time. Like, things are that there's some things that are starting to become a little bit lower priced, but
yeah,
I don't know what that's about either.
I remember like a month ago, it was like $2 for a bell pepper. And I was like, you're kidding me. $2 for a bell pepper? Like, that's crazy.
I buy butter.
I got to start farming,
Well, butter's like $5. If you buy it in the regular grocery store, it's like $5-6 a box.
Yeah.
And it's finally back down at Costco for $2.50 a box. And I haven't seen that. It's been a few years since I've seen that price. It's been like $14 for, for a 4-pack. It's crazy. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, hey, we're probably good on this call, but I do want to go over the website when you have some time and start messing with that. I know you're busy, so just let me know.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. I will.
Oh,
we can do it tonight.
All right, cool. Yeah, so everyone watching this call right now, if you could go to WTPWA.com and either fill out the volunteer form or the donate form, or if you want to run for office and learn more, we'll reach out immediately. Like, we need people that are willing to help us grow this thing. You know, we're putting our own resources in, and we'll continue to put our own resources and our time and our energy and everything else, but it's worth it. It's worth it because the Republicans and the Democrats here in Washington state have done very little to provide us more health freedom or more educational freedom or more anything, really,
Yeah.
except for higher taxes. Yeah, like more taxes. They're really good at that. So
Yeah.
we need to make a difference, and we're running $5 a day in Facebook ads. So even a small donation, like we got $120 a couple days ago, right?
Yep.
That paid for 15 days ish. I don't know. My math is way off. I'm just making that up.
Almost a month's worth of ads, actually.
Almost a month worth of ads, right? With that one donation. So whatever you can do, please help us out. WTPWA.com. We're going to be updating our website, making it look better. We've had some help with that. So
yeah, and I'm not opposed to suggestions. So if you see something that you think that really needs to be on there that we don't have on there, let us know. Just shoot us a message, give me a call, whatever
awesome.
works.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
Right on. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.